Hello everybody, welcome to iExamB. We are discussing previous year questions and today we will be discussing questions from the topic Jurisprudence, Interpretation, Administrative Law, Latin Terms and Maxims. This year the weightage of this topic is 20%, so we are expecting around 10 questions. In the past weightage 15% के अराउंड रही है, बट इतने क्वेश्चंस इस एरिया से नहीं आए हैं. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव लॉ एंड ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस से 2-3 क्वेश्चंस ही आए हैं. इंपॉर्टेंट लैटिन टर्म्स एंड मैक्सिम्स से थोड़े ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस रहे हैं. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट. द पर्पस द लेजिस्लेचर हैड इन माइंड as to the meaning and implication of words of a statute while framing it. ये सेंटेंस किस इंटरप्रिटेशन से रिलेटेड है? प्रिंसिपल ऑफ लिटरल इंटरप्रिटेशन, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ हार्मोनियस कंस्ट्रक्शन, लेजिस्लेटिव इंटेंट, एजुस्डम जेनेरिस एंड रीजनेबल कंस्ट्रक्शन. Correct answer here is C, principle of legislative intent. Legislative intent as such is nothing more than the purpose the legislature had in mind as to the meaning and implication of words of a statute while framing it. In general, the purpose behind framing any statute is to curb some public evil or effectuate some public benefit. The intention of legislature is essentially constructed of two aspects. One is the concept of meaning and other is concept of purpose and object. तो जब हम meaning की बात कर रहे हैं तो क्या उस legislature से derive होता है? What we understand, what is the literal meaning? And when we talk about the purpose and object, what is the spirit behind it? What is the reasons that that statute is framed? So this statement is related to the principle of legislative intent. Question number 2. If any act repeals and reenacts with or without modification any provision of a former enactment, then references in any other enactment or in any other instrument to the provision so repealed act shall. This question is from General Clauses Act 1897, construction of references to repealed enactments. देखने से ये भी लगता है कि ये इंटरप्रिटेशन का भी क्वेश्चन हो सकता है. अगर कोई एक्ट रिपील हो गया है और री एनैक्ट किया जा रहा है विदाउट मॉडिफिकेशन, तो जो पहला इनैक्टमेंट है उसके किसी भी प्रोविजन को अगर किसी और इनैक्टमेंट या एक्ट में रेफर किया गया है तब क्या होगा? द करेक्ट आंसर हियर इज सी. अनलेस अ डिफरेंट इंटेंशन अपीयर्स, दिस विल बी कंस्ट्रूड एज रेफरेंस टू द प्रोविजन ऑफ द सो री इनैक्टेड एक्ट. तो जो रेफरेंस पुराने एक्ट में था, अगर इंटेंशन चेंज नहीं हुआ है नए एक्ट में भी, तो रेफरेंस नए एक्ट की तरफ डायरेक्ट कर दिया जाएगा. Question number 3, Ejusdem generis is. The correct answer here is of the same kind. Ejusdem generis is secondary or subsidiary rule of interpretation which literally means of the same kind or same nature. अब ये rule of interpretation है, इसलिए इसे interpretation के question में भी count किया जाता है, and because it is a legal maxim, हम इसे maxim में भी count करेंगे. What is this rule of Ejusdem generis? The rule of Ejusdem generis is intended to be applied where general words have been used following particular and specific words of the same nature on the established rule of construction that the legislature presumed to use the general words in a restricted sense, that is to say, as belonging to the same genus as the particular or specific words. Question number 4, judges cannot go beyond litera legis is propounded by which rule of interpretation? Golden, ordinary meaning rule, mischief rule, rule of construction, beneficial construction. Correct answer here is B, ordinary meaning rule. The literal rule, also known as grammatical, plain meaning or ordinary meaning rule of interpretation, is the rule which propounds that judges cannot go beyond the literal legis. Whatever is written, जो भी उसका literal meaning है उसके beyond judges नहीं जा सकते. It says that law has to be considered as it is. So these were the 4 questions जो आपके admin law, interpretation, jurisprudence में से आए थे. अब हम legal maxims की तरफ move कर रहे हैं. First is related to ab initio. What does this term means? Ab initio means from the beginning when something occurred. Ab initio, अगर कोई कोर्ट डिक्लेयर करता है समथिंग एज अ केस ऑफ ab initio, it means the court's ruling on it applies from when the act occurred or when the circumstance for the case in question were in effect rather than from the point of time जब judgment हुई हो, जब वो कोर्ट ने रूलिंग दी है उस पॉइंट की जगह जब से वो एक्ट बना है या जब से वो सर्कमस्टांस चेंज हुआ है, सर्कमस्टांस डेवलप हुआ है, तब से वो रूल अप्लाई करेगा, वो जजमेंट, वो केस अप्लाई करेगी. The term ab initio can be used in a lot of circumstances, such as an agreement, a law, a deed can be void ab initio, which means void from the beginning. Question number 2, what is the meaning of the term ad valorem? To annul something, to repeal a law, to add to the value of something, right or ability to get into a property, none of the above. Correct answer is to add to the value of something. Term ad valorem is a Latin maxim. It is derived from Latin word ad valentium, meaning to the value. It is commonly applied to a tax imposed on the value of property. Question 3. What is meant by nemo dat quod non habet in law? One can give only what he has or possesses. No proof of damage is required. Burden of proof is on the plaintiff. If he dies, right to sue is gone. None of the above. Correct answer is 1. One can give only what he has or possesses. यहाँ पर I think options थोड़े change थे. One can give only what he has or possesses. One can give anything. No one can give anything what he possesses. इस type के options भी हो सकते थे. The legal rule nemo dat quod non habet literally means no one gives what he doesn't have. तो इसका मतलब एक इंसान वही चीज दे सकता है जो वो एक्चुअली पोसेस करता है, जो उसके पास है. इट इज इक्विवेलेंट टू द सिविल रूल नेमो प्लस यूरिस ad alium transferi potest quam ipse habet, which translates to one cannot transfer to another more right than he has. The rule is associated with the transfer of possession of a property in law. Sale of Goods Act, Indian Contract Act are associated with this legal maxim. Question 4. What is the meaning of the term amicus curiae? The correct answer is C, friend of the court. Amicus curiae literally means friend of the court, defined as the legal brief when someone who is not a party to case assists a court by offering information, expertise or insight that has a bearing on issue in the case. Question 5. Amicus curiae refer to. Amicus curiae से 2 बार question आ चुका है. Friend of the court, judge of the court, express witness, parties to a dispute, none of the above. Correct answer here is A, friend of the court. Amicus curiae means friend of the court. He is someone who is not a party to a case but who assists a court by offering some information, expertise or insight that has bearing on issues in case. Which of the following means Audi Alteram Partem? Correct answer here is D, A and B. Listen to the other side, right of fair hearing. This both comes under Audi Alteram Partem. Principle of Audi Alteram Partem is the basic concept of principle of natural justice. This doctrine states that no one shall be condemned unheard. This ensures a fair hearing and fair justice to both the parties. Under this doctrine, both the parties have a right to speak. No decision can be declared without hearing both the parties. Aim of principle is to give opportunity to both the parties to defend themselves. Question 7. Persona non grata means, correct answer is D, unacceptable person. Persona non grata means unacceptable or unwelcome person. The maxim has evolved in the area of diplomatic relations, which means that a foreign diplomat is unwelcome in that country. In other words, it is a status applied by a host country to foreign diplomats to remove their protection by diplomatic immunity from arrest and other normal kinds of prosecution. Under Article 9 of Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, a receiving state may at any time and without having to explain its decision, declare any member of the diplomatic staff persona non grata, an unacceptable or unwelcome person. A person so declared is considered unacceptable and is usually recalled to his or her home nation. If not recalled, the receiving state may refuse to recognize the person concerned as a member of the mission. Question 8. Ejusdem generis हम ये देख चुके हैं, so I will not be reading it again. Ejusdem generis आपका interpretation में भी आ जाता है, maxim में भी आ जाता है. So that's all in today's video. In order to practice more questions from admin law, interpretation and maxims, you can download the PDF that is attached in the description below. Mention your marks in the comment box to let us know your preparation is going well. If you have any queries, any suggestions or doubts, you can write them down in the comment below or you can call us on this number. Our exam helps to prepare 50% faster with its crisp and concise content. Subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned. Thank you.